y'all doing today? Yeah, I am back one more time. Well, I've been doing a little bit of thinking, and, I look at everybody's different videos here and there, and I noticed one thing, that people, when they want to entertain, that's great. I have no problem. I like being entertained. I mean, who wants to sit and look at a video for, 8-10 minutes and be bored to death? I know I don't. And I certainly hope that, the style that I present things in and what I have to discuss or that I'd like to talk to you about is somewhat interesting. I really do. Because I would hate to see anybody bored watching my stuff. And I think I've said this probably at least a good 30, 40 videos so far. And I really hate to be repetitious. And I apologize if I am. But anyway, I look at the news these days, and I just can't get past how they sensationalize everything. I don't know about y'all, but, does it really matter, if a quote-unquote star, changes their hairdo? Is it really important? Is it that important to you? Is it that important to me? No. Excuse me, I could care less. I honestly don't care whether or not, Katie Holmes changes her hairdo. But obviously, news reporters and paparazzi and the people who report on celebrities, every time, it's like I said this before in another video as far as, Brad and Angelina, $14 million. $14 million for baby pictures? Oh, you gotta be kidding. And People magazine and a British magazine, I forgot the name of it, if it was Look or something like, not Look. The Mirror, it might have been, I don't know. But all I can say is that, and they're supposed to split the fee of that $14 million between, the magazines, People magazine and the Mirror or whatever, the London Times, I don't know what it was, some British-based magazine that agreed to split the fee. But $14 million for the first baby pictures, that just blew my mind. I mean, I said to myself, now, maybe I should go make some kids. I don't know, But, I mean, that is ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous. $14 million for baby pictures? Is it really going to sell that many magazines to look at you've seen one baby, you've seen them all. They all look the same. They look like little old men. Babies look like little old men, and that's the truth. They look like they're walking around going, I'm looking for the breast, I'm looking for the breast. Come on. It's a little man dipped in 40 weight. And I know I'm stealing from somebody else, but I can't help it. I like that line, and it stayed with me ever since I heard it. So sue me. I'm using it again. Old material. But still, it is true. Who are y'all really gonna go that cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over baby pictures? Nah, come on. Y'all really losing your minds behind Katie Holmes' hairdo? Cindy Crawford buys a pair of shoes. Wow. Oh man, that's news. That is news. Oh my God. If that was on the cover of People magazine, I would pick up a copy. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I would definitely pick up a copy. And of course I'm being sarcastic here, so don't believe that for a minute. I could care less. Does it, I really would like to know. I'd like to find out from y'all. People of YouTube, I'm asking you, how important is it to you to see the baby pictures? How important is it to you to find out about the details behind Morgan Freeman's wife put in for divorce? I just scan through these headlines and I shake my head. I'm going, you gotta be kidding. Entertainment Tonight, these shows that are on, the network broadcast channels, for that are based off of celebrities and stuff, I just find them to be ridiculous. I can't bear it. I have to watch something else. And I'm not talking about reruns of Happy Days or Good Times or anything else. I'm talking about, news reporting used to mean something. I don't know about y'all. There's probably very few people below the age of 30 that can remember people like Walter Cronkite. Okay? People like that, Morley Safer, the big names in reporting, Tom Brokaw, I can't think of any more. There's other Hugh Downs. There's other big names, big reporters. Even Dan Rather, which is really, he really was never my first choice, but still, I'm saying that news reporting has gotten so sensationalized that everything is a novelty. Everything. And I think that's really pitiful. It's really terrible. News is not news anymore. I mean, I can remember growing up, you sit down and you watch Walter Cronkite, Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. This is Walter Cronkite with the CBS Evening News, And it was actually news. Somebody tried to, poison people with cyanide in Tylenol capsules, that was news. That was news. I mean, that freaked a lot of people out. You had all kind of stuff going on that was actually news, and it was actually it was interesting to watch. It actually had meaning behind it. Meaning, so that's why these days it's watching CNN or watching the local news. Well, watching local news for me is different because at least that I still see some familiar faces. But as far as watching news on CBS, NBC, or ABC, any of the broadcast affiliates, it's just not, it's not what it used to be. It's not, it's not really a news It's not a news program anymore. It's like watching, these stupid half-ass reports on celebrities, and that's exactly what it is. It is actually like watching Britney shave her head and or lash out at a photographer with an umbrella. It's no big deal. I mean, it's just so she's going Peter Falk. It's just not worth it. I'm sorry, but it's not. And I really would like to hear from y'all. If anybody who remembers how the news used to be delivered and carried with some measure of dignity, and it was a story that was actually worth covering, please let me know, because I'd like to know if y'all feel the news has become like music these days. Music these days sucks, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. It sucks. And I'm sorry, I had this little drip. My sinuses are going cuckoo today. All right, but still, all in all, what I'm saying is that music is like the news. Music sucks. They're ripping off from other artists, and they're trying to make it seem like it's brand new. They put a little spin on it. It's a waste of time, y'all. News is just not news anymore. I'd rather sit there and read a paper. I would get more information out of a newspaper than I would from watching, the weekly, nightly news, the nightly news. Well, anyway, that's what I know it's a rant. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. But that's the way I feel about it. So, and here we go. It's 9 minutes and 20 seconds and counting. Oh, I hate that. I'd like to graduate to the point where I can make an unlimited video, but then again, they probably don't have the space for that. So anyway, I'm going to cut it off here. Thanks for watching again. Y'all take care of each other and yourselves. I sound like Jerry Springer. I know. Well, so long for now. See you later.